Okay, so good morning, everybody. Yesterday we did the live update when we were starting to break this important fib here, where we had this consolidation, and I was saying we could see a phase break under this consolidation with a stop hunt. You can find that inside the Twitter feed, and that's what happened finally. So we have this very clean stop hunt. We can see it on the 4-hour, we can see it on the daily, same thing here. So we have this nice consolidation here for nearly 2 weeks, this stop hunt here. It's still very possible we go to this level at 76.40 here, which is the next very important, the next two very important fib for me are those one. So those two one here. But for sure, this one will give a nice reaction when or if we would get there. We need something to go there. It could be another spike under it intraday, because if we would touch that like in the morning inside the London session start, we could very well bounce strongly from that one, but really strongly, and come back inside again, posting another phase breakout. So I think we are really arriving in the area where we can see some temporary bottom again, and then if we would take this 76.40 fib here, we would be looking probably for a retest of the 61.8 there. I am still looking for a potential close of September above this fib here at 103.57 or something like that. So it would be important, because that would post a phase breakout on a weekly base, on a quarterly base, sorry, under this very important support, which is the support we have in place since 2016. And if that would happen, it would be a very bullish structure we would have with this M shape, a phase break under the 61.8, sorry, a touch of the 76.40 and a bounce from it. So that would be really interesting to see something like this happening on a quarterly basis. So if we look at the quarterly chart, we can very well, but really very well, post that on September. So we'll see what happens, how market is putting pressure on the Euro USD due to the energy problem with the war and blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows that. So we will check this, but that's what I would like to see. If we don't, then we have here our next big support, as I said, and then we would have the 1-to-1 extension together with the 88.60 fib here. So that would be the next very big place here, but that would be really low, 0.91, 0.90, and it's not the lowest so we have seen on Euro USD. Of course, we have seen lower, but it would be probably the lowest we would see here, and you see that it could be very, very interesting to see what happened in this area. But I don't think this is the 1 to 72 extension. The first one would be there. So we'll see what happened there. But just showing this quarterly chart, because it's important to keep a long-term view when we are inside what we see now. So phase breakout under the consolidation, as I said, we come back to a little bit more inside. We still have a bullish signal, of course, on the monthly. We had a daily, we had a lot of things behind us. So now we can see some pullback, and from that pullback, of course, I will be a buyer. At this level, as I said yesterday, I'm not looking to short it. I prefer to focus on being long and avoid, being in mistakes or things like this with these moves. Concerning the Dixie, let's go to Dixie now. So concerning Dixie, I grab the charts. Okay, if they want to come with me, great. So concerning Dixie, that's where we are. I wanted to point, I said many times, we have a big divergence on Dixie versus Euro USD. So probably this morning we'll go up there. That would probably push the Euro USD a little bit lower, perhaps retest this level or one of the level I posted a little bit earlier. So I think we can retest this 100% extension here, and then we would turn back lower. But what I wanted to point is this reaction tonight. We had this reaction at 2 o'clock this morning, which is inside the Asian session, and that's not something usual to see such a candle inside the Asian session. So this candle is really, we saw a push up there one more time, and this push has been sold hardly, but really hardly. So that's something important to point out, because as you can see, if you look, I think even on the 4-hour, you see this 4-hour candle is something very, but very unusual, and that's not casual, that's not random, especially on the 78.6 fib together with those trend line we have there, the 200% extension of that move up. So it's really something that you need to keep in mind. Of course, on a daily basis, we have a weak candle. It's nearly closed red. It stopped on the weekly open, of course, but that's even on the daily, that's something unusual. So I wanted to point this out because it's not happening so often, and we need to keep an eye on that. Some people went to take stops again of the short USD here, and we see that when that happens, so let's say on the 1 hour, it's 2 o'clock on this chart time. So at 2 o'clock here, that was this one. There was very little move. So one more time, we see that we have a total disconnection between the Euro USD and the Dixie at this time. So something happened there, and I think there is a reason for that, and you will see it soon, I believe. So keep that in mind. We are still in this area. We are still back testing 1, 2, third time we are back testing this broken trend line, this inside broken trend line. So we could now resume lower, which is usually what happened. We have everything to resume lower. So I think we could see a much deeper pullback sooner or later, but we will see. That's 100% sure. And the target is there with the 88.6 at 107.27 or 107.30 area. So that's what we look for, and that has been unchanged today. So that's an alert about the Euro USD momentum, which is a little bit now, which is looking down again. So we can have more bounce now on the Euro USD. That's what I'm looking for, and I am only playing longs, as I say. So if you have any question, just send it here in the chat room. If not, we see each other later today for an intraday update, or tomorrow morning, more or less at the same time, for the live update. Have a nice trading session. Bye.